Hi, this is Allie from Allie Katz Crafts. I'm here to bring you a alternative to the Cozy Christmas October 2025. I never do them like it says there because I just like to make more. My goal every month is to come close to 30 a month. Just because it's fun and it's challenging and it's exciting to make something different from what's there. But using these parts plus adding a few extra things like some things, especially like cardstock for the background and just different things. And they all come with stamp sets. So I'll show you what we have right here. So we make 9 cards, 3 of each kind. And this is what they should look like. This, and this. Okay? So I'll show you the card bases. So you get 3 of these. Looks like little trees. Branches, like pine trees or Christmas trees. And this, I'm pretty sure it's basic beige. It has a little bit of pattern to it. And this is, I would say it's cherry cobbler, because it looks more like cherry cobbler. Because if you take a look at this ink, it looks like it. So cherry cobbler, 3 of those. And then you'll get 3 layers. Of course, that's basic beige. This looks like crumb cake, but it could be basic beige. And then this one, I would say that it is pecan pie. That's what this one looks like. And then you have your envelopes that are not plain this time. They have a little bit of something on there. And they're all exactly the same, all 9. So that'll be working well. You will get 3 of these to make 3 different ornaments. And it's hard to pick them up. I'll pick them up, but they're kind of falling out, okay? And you get 3 sets of these. It says joy. 1, 2, 3. 1, J-O-Y. They're all separate, by the way. So this, I'm pretty sure this is how this works, but I probably will not do that. We will see. So you're going to take one of these, and it layers on just like that, and it makes an ornament for your card. And this is felt, by the way. And here's the pieces to your Christmas tree. And some more of those. And then you have the word joy, where you're going to take those letters and put them on here, like J-O-Y, okay? So that's what comes in the kit. Oh, you also have sentiment, so you can stamp your sentiments on there. Don't want to lose my O. And put all these little things back in there. They're falling apart. You have little spots for the sentiments. The sentiments is Merry Christmas, which would be stamped right here. So we have 4 of those. And Deck the Halls would be there. And the rest is To the World and Joy. And then you have these little starbursts. I'm thinking of snowflakes. And then there's a star for the Christmas tree. You could get the add-ons, which is called Abundant Joy Dies. Comes with a tag, which I've already die cut. The word joy, which I've already die cut. It's not going in this card, but I was thinking about it. A couple of leaves, and it looks like a flower. So these are fun. I love using these when I do my alternatives. So tonight we're going to make 2 cards. And I took this piece out of my... let me show you where it is. I took it out of... not this one. Let me find it. I'm looking. Out of the other one like this. And I cut it up. And I took out, and you can see where it came out, right here. I chopped it up, took it out, and you know what I made it into? A template. So I could do some inking. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to get this, and I have a piece of paper, and I would like to do a red one. So I'm going to get, not the real red, you know what? I'm going to use the real red. That's what I think I'll use, because I think the paper that I chose is real red. And it's okay if it's a little bit off. So I'm going to do this. Hold this right here. Get my real red ink out. And my blending brush. It has the real red in it. Let me see. I had it right here a second ago, because I was practicing blending a few minutes ago. It's up here on this side somewhere. There it is. Because I had the green also. So, this is what I did. And I want to make sure, let me see if my light's working yet. No. I'm going to go down a little bit closer. So I'm going to dip it in the ink and never go directly on. Remember that? So you hold it down. You could also tape it, but I'm okay with doing it this way. So I'm going to go like this, bring it nice and all around it. This is like, you get so many cards out of this. So it's going to go off and then on. And I want to do the bottom and the top a little bit darker. So I'm going to go off and just kind of go across there. Off and across. Because I'm making a little ornament. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to do the same thing. Always go off. Otherwise you'll get like a blob kind of like that. You don't want that. So I'm going to go like this and just keep going. And this is a really deep, deep red. It's not like real red, which I like. You know, I always, I'm sarcastic when it comes to the real red. I'm going, well, what's not real if it's not real red, right? I just think it's funny. So I'm going to take it off and see how I have that. So now I have my template so I know where to cut. So I'm going to go in there and do it a little bit darker because now I have lines to work with. Just bring out that color a little bit more. Okay, I like how that looks. And just go a little bit more in the middle. And that looks fantastic. Whoops, I need to leave this open because now I'm going to grab my Merry Christmas from out of the thing. I'm going to get my Stampin' Purist block here, or foam pad. Make sure I'm in the camera. Yes, I am. Okay, and I'm going to look at it real close, get it nice and even. Oh, I did stamp, 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 or tap, tap, tap 3 times. I always tap it 3 times. Hold it down so the ink soaks into it and lift it straight up. Perfect. I got Merry Christmas right across the middle, and that's what I was looking for. So after I do that, I will need my stamp cleaner, of course, right here. And I will now fussy cut it out. And you just go along. I always leave. Now remember, you let the scissors do the work, or your hand do the work. You kind of move it around like this. Move the paper. Just go all the way around, nice and slow. There is no rush. There's a spider on my arm just now. I looked over and it's crawling around. Had to flick it off. You know, living out here in a rural area, you get spiders. I got rid of those wasps, by the way. Those wasps the other day, man, they stuck me in the head twice. Well, I got out this spray. Well, my son did it more than me. He helped me out. I bought it and I supervised him. You know how we are as parents. You just watch the kids do the dirty work when it comes to killing bees and stuff. Because you don't want to get stung. And they can run faster, by the way. I can't run fast anymore. So he sprayed it, and they came flying out, and he ran. The problem is he didn't get enough on there. So the next day, I come into my she shed, and guess what? They're still there, mocking me, side-eyeing me, and all that. Yeah, very frustrating. So 2 days later, I went and got another spray. Thought, well, maybe that didn't work as well. So now I'm going to ink around the edges like this, bring in a nice little shading around it, which I should have got the other ones out. So I'm just going to kind of go around. See how this kind of adds more dimension to it. Like so. Make both of the sides look alike. Just kind of bring it around like this. It's not, you know, as long as you're doing it kind of even. And what's really cool about inking, it just kind of like, so now it stands out more. So when I go to put it on my paper, it'll stand out a little bit more. So the next thing is I have these, hold Hold on, let me get a drink of my water real quick. Sorry about that. These stamps from a while back, from Stamps of Life, many, many years ago. I think it's probably like 5 or 6 years ago. They had this cute little greenery and these little bells for like Christmas ornaments and stuff. And then they've got greenery. So what I did was I got the die cuts out, and it has a little greenery. So I die cut some greenery. So now, well, I die cut the greenery. So the next thing I did, we'll do, but we're not going to work with this one. I'll show you the finished one so that we can do that. Okay, so I have my stickles, and doesn't even have a name. It's red. That's all I know, right? Just red. So what I did was I took, and I wanted this to really stand out, so I took and I put little dots. You got to push down and lift up, because if you don't, it makes a weird dot. So you want to go all the way around the outside of the so it looks like this. And like I said, the inking looks really nice, but if you kind of went a little bit too far, you will never notice, because we have these cute little dots here. And that gives a nice dimension and adds color to it, which I really like. So I'm going to go all the way around. Just keep doing it and try to keep the same distance. If you can't, don't worry about it. It's not gonna, no one's gonna really like, oh, that was too close, or that was too far apart. You're just gonna look at how pretty the card is. And remember, it is a handmade card. Just keep going all the way around. Just like this. One more. Okay. So that is ready. Now I have to wait for it to dry. So because I know I have to wait for it to dry, I'm going to set it aside, and I have one already prepped. I want you to see the process. So I'm going to bring this one in. This is the one I have prepped. They're nice and dry. See? So when I did it, the same thing, did around the edges. I need to fussy cut it out and do the inking. And I'll show you how I'm going to put this together. Originally, I kind of wanted a white line around it. Then I thought, no, I kind of like the idea of inking, because sometimes our cutting isn't perfect. Might be a little bit wider or something. So I thought, you know what? And it makes the ornament stand out, so it's not so flat. Even though we're going to put dimensionals on it, it still will make it give a little extra dimension. And it gives it a beautiful sparkle, which I think is the best part. Stickles are great. So I just kind of go around, cut it all the way out. Okay. So this is my trash can with my other bits. Grab my cherry cobbler ink and do the same thing. Kind of go ink around the edges. And did you notice I did a little thing right across here? Same thing. I really liked how that looked, and that's why I thought I'm going to do it again, so that you'll know how I did it, and then you could go back and do it. So if you have this kit, all those little cutouts, they make good stencils. I love making stencils out of them. So just see how pretty that is? Turned out really good. I'm very happy with it. So the next step, I have some red cardstock. I think it's real red. I can't remember. I think it is. And I'm going to glue it to my white card base. It's clogged up. It's starting to get cold here in Texas. It got really cold. I was freezing today. But I get cold very easily, so I'll just poke this in here really quick. It looks like it's about ready to come out, so I think we're good. There we go. this on. And the card base is 8.5 by 5 1/4, scored it 4 1/4, and folded. The first layer is 4 and 1 2/8 by 5 and 6/8. And then this piece is, of course, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And that gets glued on next. Now, this is retired paper that I've had for a while. I don't know when I got it. Actually, I think it was given to me a couple years ago from my upline. She cleans out her stuff. She doesn't like retired stuff. So she gives me it all, which makes me very happy. I'm not complaining. I like retired stuff. So I'll put that on there. See how nice that looks? So you see the pretty red back there? And then this, I'm going to put dimensionals on. And it's going to hang out right there. So I get my dimensionals. They are right. I had them 2 seconds ago. Here they are. They stuck them on top. That's why. They were hiding from me again. I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. I think I need to cut some. One there and one here. So that's going to go here. It's going to be a folds out like that, okay? So now I want to take and put my little string hanging up, going up the top of the card. So I'm going to take and put a strip of glue right here. Wait, I got to figure out where that's going to go. Almost forgot. Okay, so it's going to go about right there. So I'm going to put a little glue right there. And I'm going to lay this down. And it's a white string with gold. So that looks like the ornament hanging from a tree. See? So I'm going to take off. Well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to let that dry for a second. Now, the next thing, I remember those little greeneries that I cut out? Let's let that dry there. I'm going to take the greeneries and I want to make them, put them on the top of the ornament like this. Grab that one and have to get the correct one. And this one. See, I've already put my hands in that glue. Ah, darn it. In the glitter glue. The stickles. I love stickles. They're so pretty. I'm going to take and put glue on here and stick this, put a couple layers on so it looks nice and thick. Okay. Hold it on there, see? Then I'm going to take my ornament and put it right here. So I'll take off my dimensionals. It's an easy card to make, especially when you do this inking, blending, using a template. And it'll extend your kit quite a bit when you do that kind of stuff, which is really nice. So I'm going to stick it right here. Okay. And then I have some ribbon and I have some gold things I'm going to stick right up there. And I use the ribbon. It looks like it's from Stamps of Life. Sorry about that, but it matches the cherry cobbler ribbon. I did not see any cherry cobbler ribbon in the catalog, and I've never seen it, so I had to go searching through my stuff to find it. And then I used this string from Hobby Lobby to pull in the gold, because I could not find my gold stuff. No, I can't find it, because I know Stampin' Up! Has gold stuff. So then I have this that I got just recently from the catalog, which is called the Open Weave Trim, and has a gold look to it. So I took and I tied that ribbon around it. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my dots and I'm going to put it on the back. Put 2, I think, and stick it right up here on top. And there's that card. Well, I'm obviously going to do more, but for now, that's what I have, okay? I have to do my bling and all that. So the next card, I've already pre-cut it and got it ready. I'm going to, oh, I stuck this. See, I stuck it on this one. It didn't mess up the dots, though. So I have another piece. I will, you know what? I will turn it over here because it doesn't matter. It will be covered up with my paper. I was going to get another one, then I realized I will take my eraser, get rid of that spot. So I will take and put this on. I found this paper and it matched so good with this DSP from Stampin' Up! Old Retired DSP. And I'm going, wow. Look at how perfect it is with this. And I really love this color. Look at that. That's so perfect. See, that's going to go to the next layer. And this one is 5 1/4 by 4. And the same thing. This is 3 6/8. Yeah, 6/8. And by 5. So it's going to go right here like this. So just a nice little border. So you can see that color that matches the DSP. And then I stamped a green one this time. And I put it right there. So I'm going to grab my blender and my green ink, which is the garden green. And I'm going to blend out the edges. Put my green one out. Let's see, where's the green one? Throw that away so I'm using it more. There's brown. Where did my green one go? I was just using it. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to take and just go around the green one. Just a nice little layer. And this one, I'm going to put everything together and then do the dots around it, I think. I've been trying different ways of doing this, because it takes a good 30 minutes for the dots to dry. Okay, that looks really good. I like that. So I'm going to grab the greenery, do the same thing. Now I stamped this and I didn't like that very much. So that's why I thought, well, I just need to cut it. Because I was going to just stamp it and I thought, no, it needs a little more 3D look here. So that's why I opted to cut it out. So I cut them in advance to get them ready for y'all. And what's kind of cool, actually, with that stamping in the background, kind of looks neat. It gives more dimension, even more. So I just like, oh, that's not so bad after all. You know what I mean? So I'm just bringing this around like that. Getting that greenery on there. And then I thought that I would just do a bow this time. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals again. or dots. Put it on there. And I have a silver and white string. And I need to get it just right there. Let's bring our string down so it looks like it's hanging from the tree. Okay. I'll put my dimensionals on. I have these all cut up over here now. Oh, that one's a full one. I will use that one. So we're making 2 cards tonight, or this afternoon. It's not even nighttime yet. This video will take at least 8 to 12 hours. It might load up sooner, I don't know. We will see, right? So I'm gonna put that right there. I love this paper. Isn't that beautiful? This is old retired paper. And this, same thing, my upline, she gave me a whole bunch. Or it could have been Lottie. I think it was my upline. And like, again, I used the Stamps of Life, little greenery die cuts for that. Because I couldn't find any in the Stampin' Up! Stuff. So there's that card. So the last thing we need to do is stamp the inside, of course. And I will put the dots on here after. Because I wanted to show you that, and I didn't want to do the dots right away. If that makes sense. Because then I couldn't put it on. You wouldn't be able to see. So in the garden green, I'm going to stamp. Let me see if I can find it. I wanted to use a different one. It's the most wonderful time of year. And so let's get this out. I'll open it up. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And you know what? I need to get a piece of scratch paper because I have not used this stamp in forever. And I don't know. Yeah, I have used it actually. Yeah. I just didn't use a red ink. Red ink stained the stamps, I've noticed. Yeah, I need squishy, squishy. That's better. It's the most wonderful time of year. I want to make sure you see what I'm doing. I have to double check on that one. Let's scoot that in. And I'll put this right here. Tap, tap, tap. Put it on, hold it down for a second. And lift it up. Most wonderful time of the year. Let's get this. So now I'm going to get my little stars, or little flaky snowflakes. I don't know what they are, but I think they're like snowflakes. But I'm going to do them as if they're stars. And I'm going to get out my, I need to close the green ink first. So I don't, I'm going to regret it. Crushed curry. And let's put that on the stamping block. It's not big enough. I think this one right here. And we will stamp it right here. And right there. Very cute. I like it. Okay. And then I will do the same thing with this one. But I want to use my other color ink. Where's it at? Just had it over here a second ago. Let's see, that's real red. That's the green. I want to clean this one a little bit better. You guys probably know where I put it, don't you? I just don't see it. That is just odd. It can't disappear very far, right? Where are you, ink? I have everything right here. That's just so odd. It's not right there. I was just using it to ink around this too. That's the crazy thing. Well, I know I didn't lose it because it can't just walk away from my table, right? I've looked everywhere. No clue. It's probably right in front of me and I just don't see it. Because you know what? That happens a lot. Okay, well, I'm going to skip stamping this one for now until I find my ink. Which probably when I turn off the video, it'll show up like crazy. Because that's how it goes. I just cannot believe it. Well, I will stamp the stars. I mean, little asterisk things. I guess they're asterisks. I could do that part, and then later on I'll stamp the other part. So I know it'll go about right here in the middle. Okay, so now, there we go, that's done. Let's grab 2 envelopes. Let me go get them. I left them on the other side of the table. Cherry cobbler. I cannot believe cherry cobbler just disappeared into thin air. That is just crazy. I'm really stumped by this. Okay, well, it is what it is, right? So let's do some asterisks or whatever they're called. I'm not sure. Actually, you know what? I think I want to do the greenery, a little bit of greenery too. So let's pull the greenery out of here. Put it on a stamp pad. There we go. And wait, I think I'll do it kind of like this. I don't know. Maybe we'll do one on one side, one on the other. That might be the best way to do it. But first, let's do this. Let's put this little guy right here. And that one right there. And there. Actually, I made a mistake, wrong side. Oh, well. We'll throw one on this one too. You know, you never could have too many stamps stamping on there. That's how I look at it. So we'll just go along the edges here. I think that would be really cute. Just go along just like that. I hope I'm in the camera. Just don't know where my real red is or my other red. Cherry cobblers just disappeared. Okay. Now that's done. Clean this stamp off. And bring my garden green in. We will do this. Oops, got some green on my finger. And then this one, go this way. here, like that, and then do the other side. There we go. Let's clean off that stamp. You know what? I'm just going to bring in the real red. I think it'll be totally fine. I'm not going to stress over it. I'm going to do it in real red and call it a day. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It is, isn't it? Christmas is, right? Yeah, that looks good. That's okay. I know cherry cobbler will show up one day, right? Okay, so let's look for, I thought there was something like a, what's that? Where's my stamp up? Pink pumpkin ones. There they are. A little star. Let's put the star. Let's put this little star right here in red in the middle. Just for fun. Might as well add a little extra color. There we go. Okay. I will find my ink probably after when I get ready to do the next video. So here's the envelopes. They look like this. And the backs look like this. Here's a card. This one, oh wait, I forgot one thing. I'm not done. I have embellishments to go. Okay, let's get that done. So I'm gonna put one, I wanted to do this. This is what I wanted to do. You know these big stars? I want to put embellishments there. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm gonna put 7. Let's see. You know what? I'll put the other one right here. 7. And we'll let that set up, and we'll do the same thing here. But I think I want to do 1, 2, 3. Put one there, and one here, and one here. Okay. I almost forgot my embellishments. That is not good, right? Have to have our embellishments. That's how it works. So we're gonna grab, oops, let's get my top off first, right? Put one right there. I want it to stand out, so I'm using the bigger ones, which I never hardly ever do. So basically I'm putting it, I didn't do a big enough dot right here, I see. I'm putting it on the stars so they'll stand out more. One right there. And one right here. 2 more, and I'm done with this card. Just a little something different. Normally, I do a lot of embellishments. I've never done it like this. These big ones. I usually stick with the little ones. But I felt like this card needed the big ones. Put that one right there. And then I'll put the little one right here. Oh, that looks perfect. I like that one. So now we're going to go with this one. This one, I feel like I want to put medium size on this one. One there. And one right here. Gotta let go, guy. One right there. another medium. I just really like this paper. It's so pretty, and it's not a typical Christmas color. I think that's why I like it the most. There. Okay, let's put this back in my little container. And there we go. There's that card. With all this blingy stuff. And then there's this one. And what I used out of the paper pumpkin kit was the stamps and the stencil. And the rest was retired paper pumpkin stuff and other stuff, because Stampin' Up! Doesn't have certain things, but that's okay, you know? And this looks great. I love this card. So thank you for watching my video, and have a great evening. Bye.